guys, this is Akash and welcome to my very first drumming video on learning drumming techniques, on how to practice, and right from the very beginning. So let me give you a brief introduction about myself first. So my name is Akash and I'm a drummer for a band called the Warehouse Project, and I have been drumming for quite a while now. Almost for 20 years, I would say, although I had a break in between. So I'm not a very good drummer myself, but then, during the course of playing drums for such a long time, I have actually had a lot of failures. I made a lot of mistakes in my life when it comes to drumming, and I have come up with some of my own drumming practice techniques, which have really helped me to pick up my drumming style and the speed of my hand and all. So the main reason for this video is basically for absolute beginners. So if you want to be a drummer and you haven't got a chance yet to sit in a drum kit yet, well, this is the right video for you. So I'm gonna quickly run you through the different components of a drum kit, how a basic drum kit looks like, and what are the different components of the drum kit. So if this is the first time you're picking up your drumstick, then yes, you can start off right away with this video, and subsequently I'll come up with some more videos where I'll teach you where I'll show you rather some more drumming practice techniques. These are techniques which I have learned from my own way of drumming, so I'm gonna share those to you. Alright, so to begin with, I'm just gonna quickly run you across the drum kit. And one more thing, you don't need to have a drum kit right now to learn the basics of drumming. Trust me, when I was a drummer, I'm talking about like almost 20 years back, that time, having a drum kit was not a very easy thing, and you don't have YouTube videos that time, neither did you have a drumming school. So I learned drumming without a drum kit initially, maybe for a couple of months. After that, I had access to a drum kit. So even though you don't have a drum kit of your own, I'm going to show you few styles, which you can probably just use your legs and your two hands, and you can pick up few things which later on you can incorporate on the drum kit. So yes, this is a basic drum kit. Now when I'm saying it's a basic drum kit, I'm basically talking about the things on the drum kit without which you cannot do. Okay, so you see this here, all right? So this is the bass drum. So that is the bass drum, or you can call it as the kick drum. And then you have a bass pedal. You can see over there, I've kept one of the bass pedals there. It's a Tama Iron Cobra 200. I'm a big fan of Tama, so that's what I usually use for my gigs and all. Okay, so that is the pedal which you need to attach to the bass drum. There is a position where you can attach it, and then you just have to stamp on the pedal to hit the drum, the kick drum. Okay, and this is the hi-hats. As you can see, this is the hi-hats. So you have two cymbals here, and it has got a pedal too. Okay, you can release the pedal, you can press the pedal, so it'll sound different. You can play it closed hi-hats, you can play it open hi-hats. And these two are called toms. So this is a tom 1 and the other one is a tom 2. They are of different size, the circumference I'm talking about, so that they sound different. Then you have a side drum, basically. This is the side drum here. Can you see this from the different angle here? This is the side drum, or some people like to call it the floor drum, right? And this is the snare, right? So one of the important part of a drum kit here is the snare. Let me just take this out for you. Right, so this is the snare, okay? So the snare has a snare below this thing that gives a buzz sound. So when you just hit it, so that is the basic sound of a snare drum. And then you have different cymbals. So these are called the crash cymbal. So this is a 16-inch crash, Solar Sabian. This is Zildjian, 18-inch crash. And this is a ride cymbal. Okay, this is a 20-inch ride cymbal. Then you have some other cymbals like China, Splash, which we'll talk later in a different video where we'll be specifically talking about cymbals. These are the drumsticks, all right? Drumsticks also come in different sizes, different varieties. Sometimes you have a nylon tip drumstick, you have a wooden tip. So basically I use the wooden tip 7A maple wood. And you have hickory wood also. So the first things first, okay, I'm gonna talk in later videos how to hold drumsticks. So trust me, I mean, once you know how to hold the drumsticks correctly, it's gonna be very easier for you. So basically, when we are drumming, we want to do like a heavy drumming kind of style or whatever drumming it can be. But the main thing that you need to keep in mind is that when you're drumming, you need to use less effort, minimum effort when you're drumming. So you can do that when you're doing things effectively or efficiently. For example, how to hold the drumstick correctly. So if you don't know how to do that, you're going to use a lot of effort, and that's not gonna help you. So basically now what I'm gonna say here is, so now you know what a basic drum kit looks like, okay, and what are the different components of a drum kit. Now I'm gonna shift myself to somewhere there away from the drum kit, and so I'm gonna show you something here. As I said, you don't need to have a drum kit to exactly learn the basics of drumming. First of all, okay, I mean, eventually you do need a drum kit, obviously. I mean, I'm just talking about maybe the first couple of videos, you don't need one. So this is how I learned, okay. When I learned drumming first time, the person made me sit on a chair like this, and there was a drum kit there, and I was like so excited. I was like dying to get my hands on the drum kit and just bang it everywhere. I mean, that was my idea. But then the guy said, hey, you're not gonna touch my drum kit, okay? He said, you're gonna sit like this and I'm gonna show you how the basics of drumming, all right? So that is what I'm gonna show you now, all right? So I'm gonna use my right leg for my kick drum pedal, and my left leg for my hi-hats, and my right hand for the striking the hi-hats, and my left hand for hitting on the snare drum, all right? So my dominant hand is right, so this is how I'm going to use it. I mean, if you're a drummer whose dominant hand is left, it's going to be the other way around, all right? So basically what I want you to do is, I mean, any music, when you play any musical instrument, you need to have a particular rhythm going in your mind, okay? So for example, when you're listening to a song, all right, it can be any song, you need to get the rhythm first in your head, all right? For example, if you say, for example, you're listening to a song like la 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 la. So this is the rhythm it's going, right? This is the rhythm. It can be a slow number, la 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 la. So this is the rhythm it's going, right? So we call this the quarter note. I'll talk about notation later, but I just want you to know now this is the quarter note. So once you get the thing in your mind, all you need to do is, I'm going to use my right hand for my hi-hats, okay? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm going to do here is, on the second and on the fourth count, I'm going to use my snare drum. So it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my snare drum now, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna introduce my kick drum, and I'm gonna introduce my kick drum on the first and the third count. So it's gonna sound something like this. Not the snare, I'm just gonna play only the hi-hats and the kick drum now. On kick drum on first and third count, hi-hats on every 1 to 4 counts. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna combine all 3 of those in a beat. My kick drum, my hi-hats, and my snare drum. Remember, okay? My hi-hats are going on all the 4 counts. My kick drum is hitting only in the first and third count. Snare drum is hitting on the second and fourth count. So this is how it's gonna sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So this is your first rock beat. Okay, if you have a drum kit, you can try the same on the drum kit, and I'm gonna show you how it sounds like. If you don't have one right away, don't bother. Practice this stuff, get this thing in your mind. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you see, my right hand is going on all the 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this is your first rock beat. I need you to focus on that. As I said, get the rhythm going in your mind. That is your quarter note. Once you get the quarter note right, you can implement a lot of stuff. So as of now, just a quick recap of what I showed in this video. I gave you a quick run through of all the different components of the drum kit, and I showed you how you can first practice your first rock beat, or any, for example, any beats, as a matter of fact, without having a drum kit right away. And then once you get access, or get access to a drum kit, you can try to incorporate the same on that one. Now I'm going to show you the beat, what I played here, how it's going to sound on the drum, and then that will be the end of this video. I'm gonna come up with some more videos. As I said, I'm gonna show you the correct seating posture on the drum throne, and how to hold your drumsticks correctly so that it becomes easy for you to maneuver on the drum kit. Right, so I'm gonna shift over to the drum kit right away. So the idea is to always start off at a very low tempo, low BPM, all right? I mean, maybe 60 beats per minute or 70 beats per minute. I don't have a metronome handy now, but I'm just starting it slow. So once you get used to that, slowly you can build up your tempo. So remember, you're the drummer of a band, so your job is to keep the tempo straight. Now probably some of my bandmates, Ashish and Moses, might be laughing at this, because I have a tendency to fluctuate with the tempo. But then I've been practicing a lot on my practice pad or on the drum kit, and I have improved when it comes to keeping your tempo really straight, right? So I'm going to teach you all those things, which will also help you in that. But the basic idea is to keep your tempo tight and correct. And whenever you're practicing something new, make sure you're doing it at a very slow BPM, and then once you get used to it, you can build your tempo high. All right, so this is how it goes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. This is exactly what I showed you when I was not on the drum kit, and exactly the same thing I'm incorporating on the drum kit, but this time I'm playing it on the drums using my drumstick and my feet on the drum pedal, rather than just doing it without those things. But the idea is the same. So thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. I hope you have learned a lot today, how a drum kit looks like, and how you can learn your basic the first rock beat. That's called a 4x4 beat. So in the other videos, I'm gonna show you other things like, you know, single stroke rule and how to hold your drumsticks correctly. You can subscribe to my channel for information on my upcoming videos. Well, thanks a lot once again for watching. This is Akash, Drums Forever. Keep rocking.